Hey guys, happy Easter all of you. I'm so glad to have you come back here. If you're new here, karibu sana. This is being Ilomiko. I will live in love and grow in grace. My name is Philomena and I am so glad to have you guys back here. Uh, and so today we are doing a sit down video, and I was thinking in the past few days I've been thinking, especially in this lockdown situation, because in Kenya we are not completely we are not in a complete lockdown. So some of the things that I can personally just do to help relieve myself of the stress that mentally and physically we are going through, and also emotionally or any other way that we are going through it, is how I can, or what I can just do to relieve myself and not be too hard on myself, so that I can experience this in the most sane possible way, if that is even right English. That I want to be, at the end of it, I want to be sane, and I want to know that I allowed myself to go through this in the most healthy way that I can do, and where I need help, so that I can do that. So I am going to share with you a bit of those things that I was thinking about. So the first time when we were told, oh, work from home and do what, if not everyone, at least I know for myself, I was so pumped up. Oh, there's going to be more time to make these videos. I'm going to have enough time to just calm down and be creative in my mind, and then I'm going to have enough time to edit all these videos. I'm just going to have a lot of time to just be creative. So a few weeks in, and I'll tell you this, that it was crazy that I even thought to myself that I was going to be productive during a pandemic, that I was not I was not being fair to myself, and if I pushed myself to be productive during this time, I was not being fair to myself. Because if I am not able to 100% do what I need to do when things are normal, when life is normal as it is during those other days, then how did I expect myself, when there was troubles, when I was struggling, to be able to be productive 100 times over than what I am usually? So I was not being fair to myself, that to expect myself to work 100 times over when I'm feeling like I'm locked up, prisoned up, and I'm worried about everything. I'm worried about what I touch, who I engage with. I am not able to be with everyone that I love because they are locked up somewhere. It's a lot of things, and so it is okay for me to cut myself some slack. It is okay for me to cut myself some slack if my brain is not able to create, because my brain is going through a thing, and it is okay for me to let it to be aware that my productivity could go down. It could go down, but then that's okay, because my brain is going through a lot of stuff, and I've got to cut it some slack, right? To get rid of all the to-do lists. I need to do this and do this and do this, and by the end of the day I need to do this and do this, and have a checklist and tick it off all the activities that I'm able to do. And instead of that, just focus on just being. And I've really come to a place to appreciate this one thing, that at this moment and during this lockdown, if you have, or at least I'll speak for myself, if I have the basics, I know that I have shelter over my head, I have food to eat for that day. So just having those basics is something to be appreciative of. And instead of getting so worked up about how much more I can produce, how much more I can be there for other people, how much more I can do this and that and that and that, how much more I can be better than during this pandemic, in terms of productivity, in terms of working, in terms of all that other stuff. And that is good. And if you're in that place, bless the Lord and thank God because you're in that place. But personally, I'm not in that place. I am worried. The moment I get out of bed, I am worried because any surface that I touch could probably just bring to me the worst situation that we are having right now. Touching my face is a problem. I have to watch everything that I touch. I have to wash my hands every 5 minutes, and I have to remember to actually wash my hands every 5 minutes. So instead of focusing on what I can do to be productive, it's just be. And just be a human, be a good daughter when my mom needs me, be concerned about others. If there's something that I can do that could put them in danger, like going out and not caring about it, then not do that. And just be a human being. Just experience it all. If you're suffering, experience it. And if you've got to share it with someone else, then share it. So instead of a to-do list that gets me very productive, I'm just focusing on just being, just living through this day and going through this day. And if I get to the end of this day, give thanks for this day. And then we sleep, wake up again, and then just be. And it is absolutely okay for me to be, Yeah. So last week, every time that I would wake up, because this is my morning routine, wake up, say my prayers, brush my teeth, take a bath, have breakfast. So anytime that I was able to do that in the first 2 hours of my morning, I was giving thanks and appreciating and just being very proud of myself, because it's so hard to get out of bed knowing that you're not going anywhere, that you're not going to be doing anything anyway. But a nice bath just makes you feel refreshed, and having one part of your routine done makes me feel, at least for me, makes me feel so accomplished for that day. So just being able to do the little things that will get me to feel better. It was hard for me to go through my wash day routine, and I skipped a week or two without doing my wash day routine. And then last weekend I was able to do that, and I gave thanks because I was able to do one thing that was so hard for me to do. Today I woke up and I was excited to do this makeup, just to record this video, and very happy that I got to do one thing, one thing or a few things, a few activities that don't mean the world to anyone else, but they mean the world to me. They lift up my spirit. They make me feel so much better. And for a moment there, it just feels that something is in order. And I'm appreciative that I can get in a world where things are not in order. Everything has shifted, that I can get just one thing in order, and that is really amazing. So you've got to sit down with yourself, and in that moment just ask yourself, what's one thing that can get me just excited, even if it's for 5 minutes, even if it's waking up to make your bed, or getting out and breathe some fresh air, or clean your shoes because they have not been cleaned ever since you started working from home, or whatever it is that you can actually do to lift up your spirits. You need it, so give it to yourself. Missing out on the daily briefs of the numbers, keeping up with the numbers. When these cases started going higher and higher in Kenya, I was there for every daily brief, and if I missed that daily brief, I was not okay with myself. But I'm reminding myself that whether I know how many more have been infected, or how many have healed, or how many have not been infected, I probably will not change anything about those numbers. I will not help I will not change the situation. The situation is as it is, with or without me watching how those numbers are going higher and higher and higher. So miss out on some of those briefs, instead of watching daily briefs for 7 days. Well, just watch maybe 2 or 3 in that 1 week, or just not keep up with it every time. Not, but I've got to take care of my mental, the state of my mind, and watching those can help a lot, and it is helping me a lot to just miss out on some of those briefs. I know, and it's not Corona that brought it. I have always loved to create things in my mind and have no rules about it. Just think about anything without any rules, except there's just one rule that I realize I have, is that whatever outcome in my fantasy, it has to make me happy. And there are a lot of things that you can do with your mind. You can meditate to shut down your thoughts so that your mind just relaxes. You can do visualizations about how probably you want this to go, how you want to see your world changing, or you have a certain goal or a certain dream, so you visualize to see that certain thing happening to you. Here's why I love fantasizing. I can create anything in my mind without any rule, except just the outcome has, and the process of it has to make me happy. If I find myself going to a thought that is not making me happy, then it is time to change the course of that thought, so that it gives me a better feeling, a happier feeling. So that's why I love to fantasize. I mean, you can fantasize about anything, whether it is going on a date with your celebrity crush, or the kind of house that you intend to buy or build in the next couple of years, or whatever it is. And I'm telling you, like last week I was fantasizing about going on a date with my celebrity crush, and let me tell you, it didn't end with a date, with just a date. It ended with me getting married to the guy. And that's okay, because it gives me a little bit of relief. And again, in a world that has lost order, and in a world that is currently having a lot of rules, be at home at all times. And if you can't, make sure that you are at home by 7 p.m, because otherwise you're going to face the full arm of the law. It's a lot of rules. Don't touch your face, don't do this. It feels so good to go into the safety of your mind and just have one little thought just for yourself that makes you happy. That is probably never going to be true, and you probably don't even want it to be true. But guess what? Makes me relax and makes me think that if it can happen in my brain, then I can just be thankful that I have it right here and right now. No rules involved. So anyway, those are my 5 things that I am intending to do, some of which I've been doing, especially the last 2. I've actually been doing all of them. I've been doing all of them, just trying to be better at the first one, which is the productivity, because I had been feeling bad because I'm not being productive as I intended to be. But you know what, right now it's okay. It is okay, and I'm giving myself permission, because whose life is this? Mine, yes. So thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for watching this video. And if you know anyone that this video would like this video, share it, like it, tell me what it is that you're doing in the comment section, and I will see you on the next one. Be sure to subscribe, right? Yeah. Bye guys. Bye bye.